Have you ever felt like you're just spinning your wheels at the gym? You know, putting in the hours, doing all the crunches, the cardio, and still not quite seeing the changes you want?
Oh, absolutely. It's a really common frustration. People are looking for something effective, something efficient.
Exactly. And today, well, our sources are putting forward this pretty bold claim. It almost sounds too good to be true. A full body transformation from just one exercise, a static one, for 60 seconds a day.
It really does sound like a paradox, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We're talking about the plank. Everyone knows it. But the idea is hold it for just 1 minute every day for 30 days.
And you get visible results: strength, posture, even fat loss, and a better mood.
That's the claim. And that's really our mission for this deep dive, isn't it? To dig into whether this stillness, this 1 minute of holding tight, can actually compete with hours of movement.
We have to approach this critically. How can not moving really lead to all these dynamic changes?
It feels counterintuitive. I get it. Fitness culture screams, move more, burn more. But we need to look beneath the surface.
Yeah.
Get right into the core. Literally. That's the engine room here.
Okay, let's unpack that. The core. Most people immediately think six-pack abs, right? That rectus abdominis.
Yeah, the washboard stomach. But the sources are really clear. If that's all you think the core is, you're missing the big picture.
It's more than just looks then.
Way more. It's the absolute engine of your body. Stability, power transfer. It all starts there. When you do a plank correctly, you're lighting up so much more than just those surface muscles.
Right. So when you're down there, maybe shaking a bit after 40 seconds, what's actually firing? Can we list the muscles involved?
Yeah, definitely. It's quite a list, actually, all working together. You've got the rectus abdominis, sure, that's burning. But you also have the obliques on your sides for rotation and stability.
Okay.
And then the really crucial ones, the deep stabilizers. That includes the transverse abdominis, your deep lower back muscles, the pelvic floor, even your diaphragm gets involved.
Wow. Okay. That's a lot happening in just 1 minute. Let's zoom in on those deep ones, though. You mentioned the transverse abdominis. Why is that one the sort of secret weapon?
Ah, the transverse abdominis. It's the unsung hero, truly. Think of it like a corset, an internal one, wrapping horizontally around your midsection.
Okay.
Its main job. Spinal stability. It increases the pressure inside your abdomen, protecting your back.
So here's the key thing for anyone listening and thinking of trying this. How do you know you're engaging that muscle properly, not just, letting your hips sag?
That's the number one mistake, yeah. The sources warn about that. When you activate the transverse abdominis correctly, you feel your belly naturally draw inwards and upwards, towards the spine. But crucially, without holding your breath.
Okay, pulling in and up.
Exactly. One source had a great description. It's like installing an invisible belt inside your body.
Huh. I like that. An invisible belt.
Yeah, or like wearing shapewear 24/7, but it's your own muscles doing the work. It gives you that immediate trunk control.
That's a really useful image. So the plank basically trains you to keep that belt tightened, which instantly helps posture.
Instantly is a strong word, but yes, very quickly. And what does that stability mean day to day? Fewer everyday injuries, as the sources put it.
Like twisting to grab something? Or bending down?
Exactly. If your core is weak, that load goes straight to your hips or, worse, your lower back. A strong core protects the spine. You often see reduced back pain within weeks. You just feel aligned, maybe for the first time.
Okay, physical alignment, injury prevention, those are huge wins for just 60 seconds. But the sources also mention mood. How does bracing my abs improve my outlook on life?
Right. This is where it gets even more interesting. That intense static hold, it's quite demanding, mentally and physically. It seems to trigger a release of endorphins.
Ah, the feel-good chemicals.
Precisely. That little rush can genuinely lift your mood, help kind of dissipate some of that daily stress. It's not just physical, it's a short, sharp mental reset too.
A mental reset from holding still. Okay, now let's tackle the big one, fat loss. This is where the skepticism usually creeps in, right? How can holding still burn significant calories or fat compared to, say, running?
Yeah, this is the metabolic mystery we need to unpack. It's not magic. It comes down to the unique demands of that isometric hold. The sources say a strong core turbocharges your metabolism, not necessarily during the minute itself.
But afterwards.
Exactly, afterwards. It's all about a mechanism called EPO.
EPOC. Okay, slow down. Bring that down for us. What is it? And why does a plank trigger it so effectively?
EPO stands for excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. You might know it as the afterburn effect.
Right, like after intense interval training.
Usually, yes. APIIT is famous for it. But the plank achieves it through that sustained isometric tension. Holding so many muscles near their max capacity for a whole minute creates a significant metabolic debt.
How so? Why is holding still harder, metabolically speaking, than maybe jogging lightly for a minute?
It's the sheer level of muscle recruitment and the sustained high tension. Think about it. You're forcing large muscle groups to work incredibly hard, without rest, for that full minute. Your body has to work overtime after you stop planking to recover.
Recover what?
To restore oxygen levels, clear out metabolic byproducts like lactate, repair those tiny muscle fiber tears. Your internal engine basically keeps running hot for hours after that minute is done.
Okay, that's the aha moment. The efficiency isn't just the minute itself, it's the recovery work the body has to do because of that intense minute.
Precisely. And there's a hormonal piece too, which is critical.
Hormones.
Yes. This kind of high-tension isometric work is known to stimulate key hormones involved in fat burning and muscle preservation. We're talking things like adrenaline and, importantly, growth hormone.
And that's what helps with the visible results.
According to the sources, yes. That hormonal response makes the 1-minute plank surprisingly potent, metabolically speaking. It competes with much longer cardio sessions in that regard.
Okay, the science is starting to make sense. Physics, biology, check. Now, let's put ourselves in the shoes of someone starting this 30-day challenge. What does that journey look like, week by week? Give us the timeline.
Right, it's progressive. The first week is mostly about, well, adaptation. And maybe some soreness.
Painful discovery.
You could say that. You'll feel muscles you didn't know existed. Your body is basically learning how to stabilize, finding that mind-muscle connection, especially with the transverse abdominis and pelvic floor. You won't see much difference yet.
So week 1 is about laying the groundwork, finding that invisible belt. When does it start feeling less like a chore and more like progress?
Things pick up noticeably by week 2. The initial shock wears off. You'll probably find holding the plank for 60 seconds gets a bit easier. Your posture starts to shift more automatically, less consciously.
And you mentioned sleep earlier.
Yes, some people report better sleep around this time. Better alignment, less unconscious tension, especially in the lower back. It can lead to more restful nights. Your body's just more supported.
Interesting connection. Okay, week 3. This is usually when people want to see something happening, right?
Absolutely. And by week 3, the sources suggest the visible changes often start appearing. That combination of muscle tightening and maybe some of that EKC-driven fat reduction. Your abs feel firmer.
And posture is really noticeable now.
Definitely. Clothes might start fitting a bit differently. Maybe someone comments that you seem taller or more confident. That's the external feedback kicking in.
That confidence boost must really help keep you going. What about the final week, week 4? The finish line.
Week 4 is where it all kind of solidifies. Your core isn't just tighter, it's functionally stronger. That lower back pain, often significantly reduced, sometimes even gone, thanks to that improved stability.
So it's real foundational strength.
Exactly. And the sources really emphasize this shift in self-perception by this point. You carry yourself differently because your body is different, structurally sound.
That's quite a journey for 1 minute a day. But what if, say by week 3, that minute starts to feel manageable, too easy? What's the next step without suddenly needing to do a 5-minute plank?
Good question. The goal isn't just longer duration. It's increasing the intensity within that minute. Make that 60 seconds work harder for you.
How do you do that?
Simple variations that challenge your stability even more. The sources suggest things like lifting one leg off the ground.
Ooh, okay. That immediately makes it harder to balance.
It does. Your core has to fight that rotation. Or you could rotate into a side plank, really hitting the obliques and lateral muscles.
Side planks are tough.
They are. And for a bigger challenge, introduce instability. Try putting your elbows or feet on a stability ball.
Whoa, okay. That sounds advanced.
It requires constant micro adjustments from those deep core muscles just to stay balanced for the minute.
So the clever part is keeping the time commitment the same, just one intense minute, but making that minute progressively harder.
Exactly. It's about precision and intensity, not just volume. Efficiency through effort.
Right. So let's wrap this up. We started out a bit skeptical, didn't we? 60 seconds. Can it really do much?
Yeah, the claims seem pretty out there.
But digging into it, the plank, held correctly, uses that sustained high-tension isometric hold to deliver quite a punch. We're seeing evidence for real strength gains, that metabolic boost from EPOC and hormones, the mood lift, preventing those little daily injuries.
It really does seem to be a powerful example of how small, consistent habits can lead to significant, lasting results.
It challenges that no pain, no gain for hours mentality.
It absolutely does. And that leads to a really interesting final thought for everyone listening to consider. How can an exercise that is defined by stillness, by not moving, trigger such dynamic metabolic responses?
Like the afterburn effect, the hormone release, things we usually link to intense movement.
Exactly. Think about that. How does conscious, sustained tension, that internal effort, manage to leverage your body's systems so efficiently, rivaling activities that involve constant motion? It speaks volumes about the power locked within your core.